to another episode of N.Cast Plus, because it's just me. And it's going to be a brief one, probably under 10 minutes, hopefully. I want to talk about the topic today. It's going to be called my top 10 influencers. First off, today is April 10th, 2020. We're still under the stay-in-house order in the DMV area. The coronavirus cases keep increasing every day. I think we're up to like 5,000 or over 5,000 in Maryland at least. Yeah, but I think people in the medical field are definitely like coming with solutions. I could see like the deaths aren't rising as much, and people are self-isolating. But I don't think it's going to be over by April or May. It's going to take some time. I know people in Congress and President Trump are trying to have business open up by May, but we'll see how that goes. But let's get into the segment of my topic for today, which is my top 10 influencers. So I'll start from 10 and then work my way up. So for number 10, this guy I grew up with listening to. I know a lot of people don't like motivational speakers because they give you like a pseudo sense of life and they just basically hype you up. But then when you actually have to do the work, it's not as easy as it sounds. But the guy actually like preaches what he talks about, and I've done some research behind him, and that's Les Brown. He's kind of like me. Like I grew up with a little bit like minor dyslexia, and like I struggled in school and stuff like that. But he was persistent. Even though like I'm living an okay life now, like growing up, my mom had to really figure it out for both of us because my father wasn't really around, and she really prepared us for life. And I mean like she was an immigrant in America in the 90s, and then she had me, so she had to find a way to be my mother and my father. And he kind of had the same background as I did. Obviously, he's an older man than me, but I could relate towards what he's interested in or what his life is about. Also, he's charismatic. He has a great personality when he speaks. He knows how to tell stories, so that's why I feel like he's like a legitimate like motivational speaker because like he actually like walks that walk and talks that talk. So number 9 on my list is Spike Lee. Spike Lee, just his production in films, man. Like, if you ever seen a Spike Lee movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Jungle Fever. Yeah. The list goes on, to be honest. Like, it just goes on. He has so many collections of just pure art, just soulful movies. And, like, a lot of it didn't have like a certain sequence to it, like other movies. Like he put his art into those movies, and it was so inspirational growing up watching those type of movies, especially Spike Lee movies. A lot of people like Steven Spielberg, a lot of people like other directors, but Spike Lee just switched it up to the game, and I always have respect for that man. So number 8 on my list is Derrick Rose. I like Derrick Rose because I like people who don't give up on anything that has to do with their dreams and something that they're really passionate about. If anybody remembers Derrick Rose in 2011, nobody was really competing with him. Hands down. If he could play how he did back in 2011, now, monster. They'd be talking about him like he was LeBron James, or at least Russell Westbrook. But, he had a horrific injury that almost cost him his entire career. The thing he loved thing he sacrificed for. So yes, he's one of my like top 10 influencers because he never gave up. He's back in the league. He's not the same. I mean, obviously he's not dunking. Like, I've rarely ever seen him dunk in a basketball game. Maybe he can, but he's very cautious. But he finds every other way to be supportive on the court and play his role. So he definitely has my respect. Number 7 on my list is J. Cole. Jermaine Cole. Now, if you listen to any of Jermaine Cole's discography, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He calls that as he sees it. Like, the J. Cole I remember listening to back in 2013, 2014 to now is a transformation. He's not the same person. He's grown as a human being. He's shown us he could still be cool and trending and have values and morals and doesn't have to like succumb to materialistic objects. He has all the materialistic objects, but then he still wants to preach about what he's observing in the hip hop game and seeing there's more to it than just money, cars, clothes, and hoes. Yeah, so I have a lot of respect for that man. And his music always is fire. Period. Conscious rap or not. That's my biased opinion about it. Number 6 on my list is Nikola Tesla. He's discovered free energy. And big bankers took away that innovation from him, which is very sad, but he definitely has my like respect, even though he's way before our time. I think his name needs to be praised because he discovered free energy, and free energy is going to be very important in the next 10, 20 years. And we need to definitely give him his credit, and that's Nikola Tesla. Number 5 is Warren Buffett. The reason why I'm inspired by Warren Buffett is because he taught me the principle behind compound interest and what it means. He's a very intelligent man. He's like the only person I feel like who's up there. One of the few, no offense, only a few like white elitist men that I feel like don't have like an alternative agenda against the general public. And I honestly believe he's genuine. He definitely has some type of grit just because of his traditional way of thinking and the era he grew up in. But, I mean, he definitely has lessons behind what he's learned through his lifetime. And it's carried over to a lot of people. He's helped a lot of people with the way he thinks. Not just white people, but anybody who's interested in understanding economics. Warren Buffett's the man. Number 4 is Chidamanda Ngozi Adichie. Beautiful soul. She's a Nigerian writer, American Nigerian writer. Beautiful soul. She wrote a lot of short stories that can relate to not just women, but to people, like men too, children. She writes beautifully. I read a couple of her stuff in high school. I even listened to her TED Talk, why everybody should be a feminist and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not trying to like get political about her point of views, but her writing is definitely inspiring, so I definitely put her on my list. So to the next person would be number 4, which would be Nipsey Hussle. The reason why I put him so high on my list is because the impact he had on so many people, and not just a national level, but I even hear people talking about him in a global level, because he's a part of the hip hop game. He's a part of like, you know, maybe that thug life, maybe that gangster life. But he also like had morals, and he also wanted unity in this community, and he also wanted like people to see that you don't have to cut bridges, cut corners to make it out here. You can invest in legal money. You can invest in real estate. You know, he's trying to teach. You can invest in tech. He's trying to teach, especially minorities, that like there's other ways to make it out other than like illegal activities. And it's just sad how he was killed in front of his own store by like, you know, people in his neighborhood. And I'm not trying to like dwell on that, to be honest, but he's definitely his story is such an impact in my life. I keep going back and listening to a lot of his interviews. I listen to a lot of his stories and stuff like that, just because like his presence, his energy, his aura, it was only here for such a long time. Like it wasn't here for a long time. And like looking back at it, I felt like, yeah, we should have known that. We should have known he was not going to be here for a long time. I said this is going to be under 10 minutes. It's going to be under 15 minutes now. But I'm on number 2. So number 2 on my list is Ray Lewis. Growing up, I played sports. I played soccer. I played football, lacrosse, wrestling. Now I'm in the rugby, jiu-jitsu, and all that. But I grew up watching Ray Lewis. Now, Ray Lewis is probably a controversial type man, even though has a lot of achievements. He still has the controversy of him actually killing someone in 1999 or 2000 something. He's a free man. That case is over with. Whether he did it or not, his name is cleared. So your opinions on it is your opinion on it, but he is a free man. And he does still give back to the community. And he's still inspirational. Even though he retired, he was inspirational on the field. And I used to watch so much film on him, especially when I was playing linebacker. I loved the way he moved. I loved how he would read the plays and stuff like that. He's a good man. Intelligent. Very intelligent man. Very inspirational man, too. And then number 1 on my list is Abimbola Adeboale Ayo, which is my mother. Like I said, she had to be my mom and my dad, you know. And both those roles are very hard. And she definitely deserves a lot more credit than what I'm giving her. So, yeah, that's my list. That's my top 10 influencers. Hopefully you guys appreciate it. And until next time, thank you for joining me on N.Cast Plus. I put my social media up here. I should probably also say you can find me on Instagram, which is my personal Instagram is @p._enigma NIGMA. Our podcast is @N_cast CAST_. And then we also have Twitter account, which is N.Cast_podcast. And then my personal account is Nigma Prince, NIGMPRINCE. And like I said, till next time, appreciate y'all. All the things you try to tell me, don't